Hey, Don, Thailand or PI? I'm going to go to Thailand on my way back from America, whenever I go to America. I was thinking about going in March, but hopefully that'll be a good timeline for me to go home and see the folks and visit the kids and create some havoc. And I'm going to stop back. I'm going to stop back in Thailand on the way here. Is the plan. But if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So we've got one viewer. I'm assuming that's Don. As usual, this is unscheduled. And we woke up early and he said, hey, you want to go live? I said, yeah, sure, why not? What are you going to talk about? I don't know. We'll talk about anything you want. A nomad overseas. Good evening to you. I guess it is evening where you guys are at, or afternoon, right? It's 5:30 in the morning here.
Yeah.
What's going on, John? You guys got anything you want to chit chat about? Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, Daryl, what's cooking? Thanks a bunch, buddy. It is, Jimmy, it is raining. And then it rains, and then it rains a little bit more. So we got a little cabin fever over here. We got out yesterday. I was I I went and took a bunch of pictures and tried to get my channel art changed on the computer, and I've decided just to hire somebody. May and I screwed the whole thing up. I mean, the whole thing just one big meltdown. So, and I haven't been on YouTube at all doing any videos for over a month. And the reason why, I'm lazy. That's actually the answer. But we've been jacking around the base channel a little bit. So anyway, we appreciate you guys being here with us. 48 people watching. Cool. That's a good question. No, there is no daylight savings over here. It gets dark at 6 o'clock and light at 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's about it. That's okay.
Good morning.
For 5 a.m. Yeah, well, actually, I've been up since about 2. Because, see, we're really exciting. We go to bed province time. And it's like I said, it's been raining. We got out yesterday, though. I was having issues with the computer. I'm still having issues with the computer. I'm going to forever have issues with this freaking computer. And so our friends, Paul and Mia, came over yesterday. And so I called him with a question. I said, hey, man, I'm having an issue with these pictures. And he said, well, why don't I just come over and do it for you? So he came over and he helped us, Paul and Mia, Paul's Asian Adventure. And then we went to lunch. And then we came home. And then we went to sleep. And it didn't not rain yesterday, did it?
Yeah.
But it rained later.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I think by
So anyway, we had escaped. We had like a 4-hour window. We got lucky when Paul came over and Mia. We hung out for a little while here at the casa. And then we jacked around with the computer. He helped me as best he could, which was a lot of help. And then, but we're still confused. So anyway, we went to lunch, and that's that. Yeah, all of my live streams are spur of the moment for the most part. Now, the month before, a couple of months ago, I used to schedule them, but I got really lazy on YouTube. I'm a real deadline orientated kind of guy. For 40 years, I worked on a deadline. This had to get done by this time. This had to get done by that time. This had to get done by that time. This day, this hour, this week, this month was always closing out something. And I found that myself, I had to remind myself that I'm retired. And YouTube was starting to become like a job because you get comments and I want to respond to all the comments. And there came a day where I just didn't feel like doing it. So I said, you know what? I'm just not going to do it. And then I jumped over and started playing around on May's channel. And so we've been having fun over there. And so sometime this month we'll get going again. Good morning, James. Thanks for coming along. Yeah, there's tropical storms and there's a lot of flooding going on in Luzon, which is north of us. And we're lucky. In Dumaguete, we get the tail end of stuff. But we still had, unfortunately, 3 or 4 people drown. There were some floods, some road outages. They're doing a lot of road work around us. And so you can imagine the mess that is. Maybe you can't. You have to kind of be here. So let's see what everybody's doing. Anybody got anything they want to talk about? Pandemic. I can't wait for it to end so I can go to America. I want to go see my kids. I want to go see my dad. I've been here going on 3.5 years now. My father turns 96 in March, and I have a middle boy. He's got a birthday in March, and so I wanted to go to California, and then from California I wanted to go up to Vegas and see some friends, and then I wanted to work it out so I could fly into Thailand on the way back and jack around there for 3 or 4 days. I have some friends from a church that I went to over there. I'd love to see. There's a couple that live over there that have had 2 babies since I left. And I'd like to go see them and meet the kids and see Thailand again, just visit friends, and then come back over here. Well, thanks, Dara. People either like it or they say it's very annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Probably annoying. Alabama, what's going on, Roger? August for 4 months. Oh, yeah. You know what? May and I met a guy yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before?
Before.
Day before.
Yeah.
Day before yesterday. We met a guy who's been in the Philippines for 7 years. I'll leave his name out of it because I never know when people want to be mentioned or not. Anyway, we were having coffee,
yeah,
and a gentleman came over and introduced himself, said he'd watch the channels, and I invited him to join us. We had a real nice conversation. And the only reason he made it to Dumaguete is that he's stationed, I guess is the way to say it, in the Philippines. And he works in China. So it was easier for him just to fly from Manila to wherever he goes in China to work. And I didn't get into what he does. But obviously that's not happening anymore. So he's got 2 little kids, and he was quarantined in Manila. And I said, what a nightmare. You have no idea what a nightmare it was. And he managed to get the documentation together, and I think it took him about 2 weeks to get all the documents and he's married to a Filipina with kids, lives here 7 years. So the guy's not like, someone that just bounced into the country. And he was just trying to get from Manila to Dumaguete because he heard that we had opened up. We have. Compared to to Manila or Cebu or any other places. We're pretty free range chickens over here. We can go pretty much wherever we want. And so he made it. He made it about a week ago, I think. Yeah. And he just rented up in Valencia. So how did I get started on all this? Oh yeah, you want to be here in August. Oh, anyway, so we met him. Yeah, so I'd love to meet you, Paul. That's where I was going with that. Good morning from Thailand. Cool, man.
Thailand.
We're in Thailand. I was in Phuket. What is the lockdown status there? Well, it was like I was just talking about. Here in Dumaguete, Valencia, etc., it's there's Zamboanguita, I think it is, got locked down. And so there's some little pockets where there's been some outbreaks and they've locked people up. So quarantine them, I guess, is the gentler word. And but right now we're free to move about the cabin. We just get on the scooter and we buzz around when it's not raining.
Yeah.
So we've kind of been housebound and we're getting a little goofy from it. Um, but I don't know. How's your Korean food ranch? That was awesome. You know what? So long. I don't know why we don't go there more often. It's probably because it's such a drive. It's a harrowing drive down there. It's so fun. But to be honest with you, um, it's the best bang for the buck. Completely, the best bang for the buck. What that means is it's the best value for the dollar. In other words, it's got it's kind of almost an American experience for a restaurant. And why we don't go there more often, I honestly don't know, other than the location. But it's air conditioned,
Yeah.
it's clean, the service is fast,
Yeah.
the food is very reasonable, and it's really good food. It's just no matter what you order, it's really good. And you can
Yeah,
do the
very
thing
fast.
where you hibachi and you cook your own food if you want to. That was and we split an entree and brought food home. And I think we spent 300 or 400 pesos.
Yeah,
or something like
400.
that. 400, because
Yeah.
baby may pay.
Yeah, because I would like to get the default for back to the
May wants you to go back on
celebration.
YouTube.
I buy to the default for the chocolate cake.
So May's like, come on, go back on your channel. Okay, so she bought me lunch. I think the high heels. What number was the high heels? Number two?
Yeah,
Yeah, number two.
why?
Yeah.
That is problem.
Yeah. And maybe it was like all worried about this whole bikini thing, you know. I didn't now truth in lending, this was not my idea.
That's
I keep getting accused of that.
Yeah,
People, oh, you're exploiting your girlfriend. Are you kidding me?
that's my plan and that's my idea.
Baby May does whatever Baby May wants to do. And she says, here, hold the camera and she goes, you talk.
And then more basher.
And we've got lots of bashers on that one. That's a good idea. It's fun today.
Thank you, people, for watching 103.
Yeah.
103.
Good morning. Our time goes back 1 hour Saturday night here in Arlington, Virginia. Yeah. Time changes. I always liked the winter time. In Vegas, summertime, it would get dark at like 8:30 at night. And it was just, I'm a morning person. So I like it when it gets dark early. Let's see here. I did not, you know. I don't feel like I even have a right to comment either way because I didn't vote. So I didn't know how to do it. And then I found out there was a link or something you could do. And when I got on it, I screwed it up. As usual, because I just can't do stuff on a computer. I freely admit I'm just not a computer guy. And so I would love to vote. I actually haven't voted since Nixon. When I was 18, I turned 18 and I voted for Richard Nixon. And then after that debacle, I said, well, I don't trust any of these people. But that's one reason why I don't do political stuff. I don't think I have the right to, because I think the most powerful thing you can do politically is vote. And so no, I don't have the right to voice my opinion. So I didn't do anything about it. By way of Long Beach, what does that mean? And I used to work in Long Beach. I used to live in Glendale and commute to Long Beach. I like them apples. I did not. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. I'm a valley boy with all those valley girls. Frank Zappa. Well, I don't know what information we give. Thank you very much. I think what we try to do, or we don't try to do anything, do we? We just do stuff. And I think it just comes across as kind of like our daily life, especially if you've been watching May's channel. What's the problem with your PC? Nothing. It's fine. It's the operator. So here's my issue, though. I do have an issue with this PC. It's 5 years old. It's a little laptop, and so it spins a lot. And when Paul was over yesterday, he said it should be SD instead of something else. See, I don't understand any of the jargon. And something about where it'll think faster. I guess the processor or whatever it is slow on this computer, and that frustrates me because that was another thing. Like I would go to answer comments on a video, and the little wheel would spin and spin and spin. We have a shitty internet connection, and I have an older computer that's not all that whiz bang. What I bought for May is a lot nicer, and she hardly ever uses it because she's afraid of it. And I'm afraid to get on it. I'm afraid I'll screw it up for her. So, after much consternation yesterday, I told May, I said, let's hunt down someone we can hire. I think that's the answer. And we can get, I think it's a win-win because if I do a YouTube channel, I make AdSense money. And so that money, I could take a portion of that and pay some, and still be ahead, and pay somebody to come over twice a week or something like that.
Yeah, I looking.
And she's looking, and like a student, I'm thinking, someone that's going to computer school or graduated, and I can pay them the above average amount of money, if you will. May said 600 pesos yesterday. So I asked her, I said, what's fair? Because if you look at a person that works an 8-hour job as a waitress or a server, they make $300 pesos a day, plus tips. Her brother works in the fields, right?
Yeah.
And he makes 100 pesos a day doing hardcore labor. And so, which is just pure exploitation. So anyway, what I said was, why are we fighting this? Let's do a win-win. I can sit back and I can relax. And if I can find somebody really competent, that's going to be the challenge, is finding someone that I can communicate with. We're going to need to speak some English, and May can chicka with them because she knows what I want to do. And just let them sit down at the computer, come over. I'll pay for their transportation. May'll feed them, and I'll give them 500, 600 pesos. I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
And if they come over once or twice a week, it's a win-win. Because, like I said, if an ad runs on my, little channel, you get paid from that. So there's income there. And like I said, I've shined it on because I've been lazy. Where are we on comments here? Here we are. Oops. Hey, Mexico, are you Buddy Trips over there in Mexico? Yep. Thank you. Nice to see you, Michael. We are the old couple. Marines are for Trump? Okay. I'll be glad when the whole thing's over. Suave's for Trump? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, there's another dealio hitting late. What am I trying to say? Luzon, and it's supposed to. And we get the tail end of it. We kind of get just the edge, if you will, of the depression, the tropical depression that goes through. But it just brings a lot of rain, and then when we get a lot of rain, naturally we get washed out roads and stuff like that. We got stuck. We were driving the Gaelic little scooter up the road to our place here, and it's a dirt road. I got stuck in the mud, and we had our laundry. The laundry
Yeah.
fell off,
Yeah.
and then May had to get off, and the cans started rolling out into the mud because we had gone grocery shopping to pick up our laundry, and that was fun. I have been staying away from that friggin' soap. The eye's all better. Took forever. The older I get, the longer it takes for anything to heal. You know, like, I'd cut my finger, and 2 days later, it'd be healed. Here, it's a week. So it's just, anxious to see this reasonable hour in the UK. Yeah. Well, you know what? We get up early, and a lot of guys stream at like 8 in the morning, and then UK likes to get on at 10 o'clock, and we just like to get on whenever we got nothing else going on. Ghosties for Trump. So far everybody's looking for Trump. Hail the chicken. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, well,
sleeping.
we love our chicken.
Chicken sleeping.
Hey, well, thanks, Enzo. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
I guess we're here for questions. What's that? It's a number.
Phone number?
Phone number.
I don't know.
Wait.
Joe Bananas.
Good old Joe Bananas.
Monkey.
One of the good fellas.
Yeah, monkey the picture.
I used to have a monkey on my Facebook. Yeah, my profile used to be a monkey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so when you come over, let's have coffee. Yeah. In fact, the guy that we just met has 2 small kids. And I was telling him, I gave him my number. We just saw a phone number. I told him to let me know when he wanted to hook up because I'll help him find some places. And I really just empathize with this guy 1,000%. He's got a newborn, I think a 2-year-old or something like that.
8 months.
8 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I told him some places to take kids. And I know what it's like. And maybe once we get to, if we become good friends, I was thinking this morning that I was thinking back a million years ago when I had toddlers and little kids, how my wife and I would just want to get away from them. It would just be a date night. And I thought, well, maybe May and I can volunteer to watch the kids for them for a couple hours, once we get to know each other and let them go at dinner or something. Good morning. Greetings from the old countries in the Netherlands. Yeah, everybody wants to come back. What May and I want to do is when everything's lifted, I think I've said this before, but we want to bounce. We want to just go inter-island travel a little bit. Just get the hell out of Dumageddon. We went to her sister's last week. And it's only 2 hours from here. We took a van ride. And I felt like $1 million when I got home. It felt good. It felt good to get out of the old comfort zone and just, the same old places and the same old thing. It felt good just to travel a little bit. And so I'm always really appreciative of Dumageddon and my life here after I leave. In other words, I've taken 2 vacations. I've gone to Indonesia and I've gone to Vietnam. And both times I was just like, after 2 weeks, I was ready to come back here. And I couldn't wait to leave here at the time. So the whole Corona thing interrupted me on my timeline on that. I was going to leave every 5 months, twice a year, and just bounce, go somewhere for a week, and then come back. So hopefully we'll get back to that. And hopefully her and I can start going together to some other islands. Morning, Tim.
Good morning.
How's the weather out there in California? Well, you can come back to California, Airport. Cool. Yeah, I'll be coming. Someone else offered me that too. That's awesome. When I do, I'll fly into LAX, and then my plan is I need to take the bus to Indio because my dad lives out in La Quinta, which is near Palm Springs. and and so if I go into India there, and then from there I'll stay a few days, see my dad, see my sister. I've got a kid in Arizona, so I'll probably rent a car, go out there, or maybe he can come see me. I don't know. And then I don't think I'll take a car. I think I'll just take the bus to Vegas. And then if it's working, I'll do Uber or Grab or whatever. Or I got friends, that probably loan me a car or crash with them for a few days. Yeah, so you saw the Baby May video, Patrick. It's a ton of food. And the little appetizers that they give you are different. I mean, one was peanuts, one's kimchi,
Yeah.
one's cucumber. It's all seasoned really nice. It's fresh,
Sweet
good,
potato.
and you can refill it as much as you want. It's like a buffet. And then I heard that there's a Korean buffet that's opened up that's real popular. I think it's $5.99 a person or something like that, which is a waste of money when you take a Filipino with you because all they want is rice
Yeah.
and then, there's something to flavor that, and they're done here, and they're done eating.
Rice is life.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, they like your bikini contest, man.
More basher.
He's not bashing you. He says the viewers won the
Yeah,
bikini
thank you.
contest.
Thank you, Patrick.
Being nice to you.
Mm.
But you got like 5 bashers, and she's fixated on it. I know. Well, Daryl, you don't have to buy us dinner, buddy, but we'll be more than happy to come with you and hang out and do whatever you want to do. We'll share a meal with you anytime. What is your opinion on when the world is going to open again? God. I keep changing my mind. I was I was talking to my friend Paul yesterday at lunch about this whole thing. And it just seems like every time things start to settle down, something spikes or something happens. And so my answer is I don't know. I was guessing the Philippines would open up to inner island travel, not you guys coming here. But I was thinking December, and maybe that was just hopeful thinking. But I was thinking there's so many families that are stuck that need to get home, number one. And then number two, it's Christmas. So everybody wants to be home for Christmas. Christmas is a big deal out here. They started celebrating it, September. So, I mean, and I was thinking, man, they've got to do something. But I think now it's, I just don't know. Keith Richard, he's voting for Trump. What's your opinion on the world when the world is going to end? Thanks, Goodwood Asia. Hit the like button or not. This is my channel. So on Baby Mays, we always hit the like button. Cockpit air. Baby May has got really good. Yeah, she has. She has. We got a cake we can bake, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably do that today. Or something like that.
Thank you, Sir Daryl. Oh,
speaking of cakes,
Sir Gary Ford, good morning.
How you doing, buddy? It's Gary Berg that got us the oven.
Yeah.
And forced us to make the cakes. We use that oven left and right, man.
I hope that if you back to the US, you meet to that Sir Gary Ford.
Well, Gary, I think, is in America right now. I think he's on vacation, but Gary works in Africa, protecting the world. Trust me on that. And Gary Berg's a good guy.
Yeah,
he really is.
He's very nice.
I think he's on vacation in America, if I remember correctly. I was thinking about him. SSD, hard drive. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So it might be time. He was Paul was saying that he got a iPad tablet that he spent I think $500 for, and he's going to check it out and see how it works, and then make me a recommendation. It's like I said, I got Ray a computer, and so right now what we're going to do is I'll probably upgrade my computer, but I just don't want it to be like work. So I'm so old school that when I worked, I had a secretary, and so which I guess you're not supposed to say. You're supposed to say personal assistant. It's like stewardess. I can't say that anymore for some reason. But anyway, so I thought, it'd be a win-win. Let's just work with what we got. Let's just keep it small. It would help someone's economy get paid. It would help me with the brain damage. And we just get faster and more efficient and have more fun with it. Yeah, the chicken's still sleeping. The one outside is crowing real well. Let's see. Good morning from Sacramento. How would you compare Jollibee fried chicken, KFC, baby, between the two? And then Baby May's fried chicken is really good too.
Yep.
But she uses vinegar, right?
Yeah, vinegar and soy sauce.
Yeah. So I'm not a big vinegar guy, but it's still really good. But I got to tell you, to be honest with you, KFC rocks. But KFC chicken out here is a lot smaller than it is in America. A lot cheaper too. Yeah. Oh, well, see, why don't you come over to the house? You're the guy I'm looking for. I guess it was the 90s that computers first came out. We got one just because everybody else did. And I didn't like them. And the reason why is that I'm not wired that way. I'm wired totally different. And so I'm not a guy that, and I know it's wrong, I admit to my deficiencies here, boys and girls. I don't read manuals. And I know that if I just settled down and read cover to cover, I would understand much better. But I have a short attention span. I get bored really easily. And so, especially technical stuff, it just starts to swim in front of my eyes. And then there's guys that are born with that knack. They're more of the engineer types. And reading that is interesting to them. So if I'm not interested in something, I just can't, I'm not good at it. I see Baby May cook bacon aspects cooking well, it could help. I don't know where we would put it, buddy. we're pretty well packed up, but yeah, the baking was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It really was, and it was fun because we did it together, and I don't know, like when she videotapes us eating lunch and stuff, I was watching that video, and I didn't realize how much we laugh at one another all day, every day. I mean, we have our moments, don't get me wrong, and that's usually me getting pissed off about something, but we just have a good time, and when things go wrong, we just kind of laugh at it. So anyway. If you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. What's going on, buddy? What are you doing up?
Good morning, Gary.
What are you doing up? Let's see. It is 1 o'clock in the morning where you're at? Really? Good to see you, boss. Hey, I got a private video I'm going to send.
Yeah.
Gary.
Gary, thank you so much.
Leave it right there. Yeah. If I knew how to do that, I would. A lot of things are easier said than done out here. Well, back at you too, darling. What the frick are you doing up at 1 o'clock in the morning? Huh? Gary's in Albania, something like that, or Alabama.
1 p.m. in the It's so early.
No, he's in where is he? Albania. But yeah, I made a video. See, May and I went up yesterday and or day before, I can't remember. Um, well,
I think
I'll tell you
Friday.
later. I'll tell you later.
Friday.
I'll tell you later because he wants to stay. There you go. See, making friends.
Yeah.
Come on over there. Yeah, see. Your PC prices should be okay now. It should be yeah, so I don't edit. May does, and she does it all on her phone. And there's actually some software on a computer for editing, but again, it's I think that the most effective thing for us to do is find someone that just went to computer school or has a degree and is looking for money. Because, it's lockdown, it's COVID, people have been out of work. So we're not looking to exploit anybody, we're looking to employ somebody. And so I think every little bit helps. And when you give somebody 500 or 600 pesos, 1,000 pesos here and there, that does a lot. And so for them, because they can stretch a buck, believe me. And so now it's just a matter of finding that person. And like I said, that's a lot easier said than done. Yeah, I thought about putting an ad up on Facebook, but you get so many goofy replies on that stuff. And I'd like to ask technical questions here, but I wouldn't understand.
Gold finger, good morning.
What's going on, buddy? How's Mexico treating you? Still got that stuff coming? Let me see. Backpack, kill the chicken. Yeah.
That is the guy, the boyfriend Atenilda? No, not that. No.
I don't remember.
Because the picture
I think so.
look alike.
You guys seen the artwork on your channel? Get rid of the chicken. Well, you see the artwork on this? See the picture on the live stream? You see the chicken? What's going to happen is I am changing the artwork, and the chicken is going to be in it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have at least a dozen different pictures, and they're going to change slightly. And I'm going to change the artwork picture. So I'll take a picture, boom, 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 and we'll stop and I'll move things around or change something or add something or subtract something. And then I'll repost it once I figure out how to do it. So all I have to do is I need to get like a dozen pictures or 15 or 20 pictures, whatever the number is. And we took a bunch of pictures. I think we're probably going to take another photo shoot to get it absolutely right. But I keep thinking Beatles cover photo where people would analyze it, like Abbey Road. Why is he dressed like an Undertaker and Paul is dead and all that kind of stuff that started with that. And that kind of got into my head. And I thought, well, let me play around with my cover art and see if people will pick up on the changes if I flip it around. It's the same picture, but maybe the chicken's facing another direction, or something's moved, or there's something added, and that's kind of what I want to do. And what we ended up doing yesterday was just deleting the entire thing and not being able to figure out how to put it back. Let's see, what percentage of expats go there and get tired from it, return this and experience? That's a good question, Stephen. When I first got here, one of the first stories that I heard when I moved into my new apartment after staying at the Hermagina for 6 weeks was that the guy across from me that I never met because he was gone. He had gone back to wherever he came from. I don't remember where. He came out, he bought furniture for the apartment that was unfurnished across from me, bought a brand new scooter, bought, I don't know what else he bought, gave it a month, said he couldn't meet me girls, and went back home. and left the scooter and left the furniture and left the security deposit, told my landlord, I can't meet you women over here. And that was after 30 days. So that's that story. I think, I don't know what percentage it would be. I know that guys come over here, and if I had to guess, I would probably say about 5% get tired of it and just bail. I get tired of it, but I get tired of everything. Um, that's why I like to just bug around a little bit. As far as I think the guys come over here, that's a very good question. I'd like to give you a really good answer. Um, the main reason for them to leave, I think, is it's frustrating. I have a video in my head that I want to do called Bad Foreigner, and it's about me. And what happens over here is there's a lot of, it's just so slow. And it's the language will drive guys crazy. It drives me crazy. Sometimes out things being out of stock, the infrastructure. It's third world country problem. So there's modern conveniences you might be accustomed to. Some guys come over here and find out they can't take the heat or the weather in general. Um, some of them just don't like it. Um, that's a good question. That would make for a good video. That would make for something for me to like really look into. Thanks for the question. Boy,
Ahoy.
that's a naval term.
Ahoy.
We can only see your nose and stuff like to kill. Oh, that's over the comments. Okay, I get it.
Oh,
I understand.
obviously. This is very
He's right. Yeah, Kilroy. I'll show you what Kilroy is later. I've been over to Occidental. I only went over there on like a 2-day trip before I met May. I was the third wheel. I went with a guy and his girlfriend, and we went to Colin. Is that how you say it?
The Holland.
Yeah, and that's on the other side of the island. And we really didn't do anything over there.
I've been there.
You've been there
with Abby.
with
I
Abby?
remember, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so very so far.
It's far.
Yeah.
And no, I haven't been there. That's kind of the goal with May and I when things open up is just to bounce around. And there's places I'd like to go, even though I kind of already have a predisposition about them, that I won't like them. But I still want to go, still want to just see them. So I'd like to go back there. And May and I are not real big beach people. So we're more mountain people. We like rivers and streams and that kind of vibe, if you will. But the beach is fun. Yes, yes. The rents are dropping like rocks. Mine's not. But rent is really cheap right now. Because I think, what's the number? I think there was like 8,000 expats here in Dumaguete, and I think it's gone down to 5 or 6,000. I think a couple thousand guys have left. Either had to get home or decided to go home or didn't like it and left, had to do their taxes and left, had to get medical treatment and left, came for a vacation and left. So the population, the expat population has dropped significantly here and I guess across the Philippines. And so therefore rent, like there's places here, this place would be rented out totally if everything was normal. But we have open apartments here. And I didn't get into it with the guy I met the day before yesterday, but he just rented a 2-bedroom house, showed me a picture of it, it's really nice. And they're also building places. I mean, stuff they started a year ago before the whole COVID thing. And so those are starting to hit completion. And so it's supply and demand over here. It's cheap. You can negotiate a deal. Hey, Donnie, what's going on, buddy? There's one of my. You're in America right now. You can't come home. So, and you lived up in Dulce Vita.
Hmm?
Yeah, we sat around the table with Johnny and his girlfriend. Yeah, at least 2 years. At least 2 years. Okay. Oh, that's right. It's Halloween. Tomorrow's Halloween for you guys. Today's the 31st
In
here.
here last night, right?
No, tonight.
Ah, tonight.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I have to go buy a pumpkin. They don't do Halloween here like we do in America. Man, can you do a cooking series with Thai dishes? Paul said he's not well off Philippine dishes. Maybe you all get recipes that you like. That's again, that's easy. That's not a bad idea. Appreciate it, but easier said than done. Finding stuff, man. You have no idea what we went through just to buy cake mix. It was like an all-day thing to find ingredients for the
Yeah.
cake. I mean, you had to buy. I mean, finding just a cake mix was we had to go all the way up. Where would we buy that at?
Yan Yan.
Well, that one didn't have a mix.
City
That had the cream.
City Mall.
City Mall.
Yeah.
That's where we had to go. And we got a hot tip from one of our
Not
neighbors
grounded.
that we could go there and buy cake mix. So it was like 2 days, no bullshit, of just finding stuff to try to make a cake and icing and all that kind of stuff. So Thai food, I don't think it would happen. No better food on the planet, in my mind, than Thai food. I used to live by Jungsilin Mall. I lived in a place a French guy owned. I used to walk down to the beach and just walk along the beach and then come back. That was kind of like my morning routine deal. And it was 10 years ago, I think. Anyway, but there would be 15 different stalls with 15 different kinds of food there. Really fresh, really nice, really tasty. I like spicy. She can't stand spicy,
Yeah.
so she'd be okay. I mean, you can dial it down. But in the Philippines, if I walk by 15 stalls, they're all cooking the same thing. They all got spaghetti, they all got some lumpia, they all got some friggin', it's just the same. Hey, Frank, we'll say hello to you too. Let's see, will they have a vaccine in the first quarter of next year? Definitely, maybe then we'll open up. Yeah, I guess it does kind of depend on the vaccine. Even if the vaccine works or doesn't work, it's all optics. This part. Let's see, we'll get behind here. I talked too much, I know that.
Mm.
It was raining this morning at 2 o'clock. I was up at 2. Maybe it was up at 3.
Yeah, I wake up 3.
3 o'clock, she comes in here and she prays. I sit outside and then we go, well, what do you want to do? She goes, let's do a live stream. And I said, what channel? She said, yours. Okay, here we are. Just rattling. What is up? We are doing good. May is I don't know what May's I don't know what May's got up her sleeve. Something's going on. Find out. Thank you very much,
Good
James.
morning, James.
No, I was just saying that earlier in the stream. Someone asked me the same question. I did get a link from somebody, and I hit it, and then nothing worked. So that's why I abstain from making any political comments. Because I think the biggest thing you can do is, well, that's, or work a phone line. I mean, if you're for Trump or you're for Biden or you're for this guy or you're for that guy, um, I get really burned out on the guys that sit down and they only want to talk about how they love or hate Donald Trump, how they love or hate Joe Biden. And to me, it just goes in one ear and out the other. It's like, dude, you're not convincing me of anything. Go vote. If you love your candidate, go work the phone lines. Go door to door. Quit annoying me. Stop talking chicken. It upsets me. Hail the chicken. It's oops. Sorry, Gary. Close ball heading back to Alaska. Okay, I remember for 3 months. Must be vacation. But it's my parents. Okay, well there you go. So you're still in Africa, I take it. No, on the 15th of November you're going. Okay. We'll spend the holiday with your parents in Mesa. Nice. Well, that's awesome, Gary. You need the vacation. There you go. Gary's coming out to see us in August
Yeah, I hope. I hope.
2022, though. Gotta wait.
Almost my birthday.
Uh-oh. You might want to show up in September.
It's okay. Very important I meet you.
You come in August, it's gonna be expensive, babe. Okay. We celebrated Dave's birthday like 42 times. Every time we turned around, it was like, hey, it's my birthday. Jesus Christ. She had like 9 videos on her stupid birthdays. Oh my God. It's like a 9-year-old kid. That's my birthday. Oh my
Sorry,
God.
I'm excited. August is my birthday.
No kidding. I was here for the real thing, believe me. Yeah. We love the chicken too. I had this great idea for the chicken when I finally get the channel retuned, and but I'll keep it quiet. Hey, old soldier, what's up, buddy?
Static Lecton, good morning.
I can answer that for her. It was when she was a caretaker because May was sent away from home at the age of 15 to go to Manila, and she was there for 10 years taking care of an older Chinese woman.
Yep.
And so that's where you want to cook.
Yeah, all
Right?
around.
Yeah, yeah.
China Day.
China
good
Dave, our
morning.
buddy, we love you too, man. No, we I think everything's pretty much canceled. There's a couple of restaurants that are doing that kind of thing. And you know, it's a weird dynamic is that when May and I were first dating, I had a big pack of friends I used to run around with and we'd go drinking and stuff like that. And May would go along. And we had fun. But for some reason, it's just like through osmosis or something. I just kind of got off of the whole restaurant bar thing. And it crossed my mind actually a couple of 3 times. I've been in the mood to have a beer, and I don't have any alcohol in the house except for some wine that somebody brought over. But I'm just not a big drinker. But every now and then I like a cold beer. It just sounds good. I'm a coffee guy, and so there's a place called Brew Garden that we pass on the way home when we're coming home from Getty. And I like it because they have craft beers there. It's not the typical Pilsen or San Mig Lights and all that kind of stuff. And a couple of times I've said, you know, well, a beer kind of sounds good. And I've looked as we're driving by, I slow down, and I see the same guys sitting in the same bar stool, having the same conversation. I don't hear anything, obviously, but I see them. And I don't have anything against the guys, but I think, you know what? I just don't want to sit there, listen to these guys talk about the same thing they were talking about the last 22 times I was there. It's just redundant, man. It's like, we need to move conversation forward. Can we find something interesting to talk about? And it's just, I don't know. But I like that place the most because I think it's a little, I don't know, it's just less crowded. May and I like to go and we just kind of like to hang out with each other or certain people. And I don't know if I'm being sneaky or not, but the drunks that hang out in the normal bars are funny for like a half hour. You say hi and what's new, whatnot. And then for me, it's Groundhog Day because these guys are just doing the same thing that they did yesterday. They're just starting, get their load on at about 9:30 in the morning. And by the time we roll in at 8 o'clock at night, everybody's in full gear. And so, like I said, it's fun for about an hour, maybe. But it's like, we just like, let's get out of here. Well, there you go. Let's see. Everyone. Well, that's a good answer. The answer is I belong to a few forums. I think there is a direct correlation between expats that leave after a short time and those who didn't do enough research before leaving or coming, I guess. Yeah, yeah. That's the one thing I did research. I wish I researched computers as much as I researched the Philippines. But I watched every blog and YouTube channel that was available before I came out of it. And I was primarily interested in budgets. That's the one that got my attention. Because my driver was I didn't want to work anymore. And so I kept Googling 10 best places to retire for $1,000 a month or something like that. And the Philippines kept coming up as well as other places. But that's a good answer. Yeah, they don't know what they're getting into when they get here. We have not, buddy. We have not. We have not traveled much. We have been to Sikihor, and where else did we go?
Only secure, right? And Cebu for process
Yeah,
your
Cebu. That's it. The only places we've been as
passport.
far as travel.
Buddy,
Buddy Show, you got your YouTube channel up and running. Cool.
Muning.
He's down in Mexico. Eating good.
Thank you,
Yeah.
China Day.
I might make that video today called Bad Florida. She is from Chaton.
Yeah,
How you spell it? Siaton.
yeah. 1 hour
1 hour from
for
here.
bus.
Yeah. Cheers. Cheers from Australia. Do you think the love Do you think the love is not tourism movement may change or improve? Anything? I'm not really clear on that. Yeah, here's what's going on with the retirement visa. Is if you've got a retirement visa, you're fine. Um, they have to take another look at issuing. They put a hold on issuing new retirement visas because it was being abused by the Chinese. Go figure. That's true. There's something like 6 million Chinamen over here that are supposed to be. And they're all like in their 30s and they're all retired. And so what's happening is you're getting an invasion. And so they, they finally figured it out, after 6 million got in, they go, hey, we got a whole problem with this. And so it turned out that the immigration officials were taking, I just read this morning, were taking bribes, I think 40 billion pesos or something crazy, changed hands. In other words, instead of going through the proper channels, they just got the stamp and they're now retirees and can stay here. And one of the requirements, I think, is 10,000 USD in the bank, but that's not a problem if you're coming over here and you're being sponsored. But that's a national security problem. If you're just letting people pour in over the border like that, especially an antagonistic country like China. And who knows what those people are doing? I mean, I imagine a lot of them are opening businesses. That's what they tend to do. But they could also be working in another capacity. You know what I mean? We all love Gaylord China. Gaylord loves you back. Making up for the missed birthdays. Amen to that. Amen to that. Yeah. And birthdays are a major deal out there. They really are. And I know why. I have figured it out. It's because this is my opinion, my observation, is that a lot of these families are large families. So they might have 10 kids. I mean, 4 or 5 kids is normal in a lot of places. And the only time the kid gets any attention, maybe, or she, is on their birthday. And I think that's why it gets intensified over here. I think, when you're part of 5 or one of 10 or whatever, which is actually pretty common over here, you get any kind of individual attention and not necessarily a gift or anything, but just the attention of being special. I think that becomes a lot more important. Good morning, Big Al. Thanks a lot. I've been lazy. I haven't done any videos for over a month, but we're gonna fire it back up here one of these days. Good morning. Well, it's really looking forward to you, my political debate. I would rather take a beating than sit between Ed and Kelly. I have been between Ed and Kelly. Trust me on that. Okay? I have actually literally been at a chair with Ed on the right and Kelly on the left, and those two going at it. I walked away with, start drinking again. How you doing, Errol? Talking about Kelly Bell.
Where are you both? Kelly or Ed?
Ed.
Yeah.
They argue. Oh my God. Hey, Paul, I make greetings from Ottawa County. Thanks. Can't wait to get to the Philippines. Have a great day. Right on, brother. We'll all get here one of these days. And I'll get up there. Thanks, brother. We'll fire it back up again. That's why we're doing some live streams today. It's the end of the month here, and I'm still lazy. Chinese and Koreans are the last number of retirees in the Philippines. I don't know about what that means. Needs time ground control. That's right.
You bananas.
He loves the chicken. There you go. We'll celebrate. We'll
Yeah.
celebrate your on December 30th. We'll celebrate your sons.
Yeah.
I have a kid born December 28th. How's that for bad luck?
Mm.
Good morning, Robert. Uh-oh. My wheel is spinning here.
Yeah. Loading.
Let's see. Are you keen to explore places in the city? Absolutely. Yeah, that's our plan, Dan. We want to bug over to some islands. We want to go to Bahal. It's an hour away, and we want to fly into Palawan, which is of all places like a beach thing. And we're not big beach people, but we want to go over and play tourist. So we stay at a nice hotel and spend way too much money for dinner, and then go on one of those goofy boat cruises and just get out of town, and play tourist in the Philippines. So, and then we want to go to Bahal. I really want to go to Bahal because you can drive around the island, like Sikihor. Sikihor I really love Sikihor because the roads are really good, and you just drive in one big circle. You just go completely around the island, and you can do it in a day. And from what I understand, Bahal you can do in a day or two. And so that's what we want to do. Just go drive the scooter. I'll take my own bike over there too. Good morning, Marilyn.
Oh, Merlin, Robert Husby.
Yeah, what's going on? Hi-yo.
Shout out to
I haven't
Robert.
done that to you for a while.
Hey, shout out to Robert Hatting.
Yeah.
Still watching.
Robert, I hope you're feeling better, buddy. Thanks for stopping by, man. Thank you very much. Hey, Paul, no reply.
No replacing.
To what?
Oops.
No baby man, a red ball. Hey, you got a red ball?
Yeah. It's
Didn't
gone.
know that.
It's broke.
Let's see. Can you still vote? Yeah, I can vote. There's some kind of way of doing it. If somebody sent me some links to do it, and I screwed it up. The ticket knife question, buddy. The pocket knife question. I don't understand that. Yeah, we got computer issues. We were going to go to Liquid. Um, we got hung up. Mark invited us, in case you don't know. My neighbor is a guy named Mark who has Every Man Has a Story. And he invited us over to Liquid. And we were all planning on going. And then we had the computer issue. And then Paul came over. And I said to him, we'd all go to Liquid together. And he said, no, I got to be somewhere at 2:30. I said, well, let me take you to lunch. And so then we went to lunch, and it started to rain. And so we just stayed home. So next time, we got to get together, buddy. I'd love to do that. You know what? Let me go back to that. That would be for all of us, maybe, to do kind of like a group video of guys that do YouTube, just sitting around shooting videos. Do it on your channel, my channel, her channel. I think people would like that. Let's see. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, come check us out. Where do you go? Oh, Florida to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Do you know much about taxation? Really don't. There was some chatter 4 months ago that you needed to register out here with the BIR, the Bureau of Internal Revenue. I guess it's what it means, something like that. BRI or BIR. If you have income, so I think that applies to. Hey, I don't think it applies to me because I pay taxes on my money already in the States. And the States and the Philippines have an agreement, sort of bilateral thing where you pay taxes in one place, you don't pay in the other. I wouldn't know where to begin to research that. I don't know. I knew I'd tell you. Just keep an eye out for Santa. Yeah, you know what they don't have a lot of out here is Santa. Um, and it makes sense because a lot of people can't afford to buy their kids clothes.
Yeah.
So why have a Santa? Why have the kid go sit in Santa's lap and ask for something that he's never going to get? So that was one of the observations I made out here is that Santa Claus pretty much, I mean, I guess he exists in Manila and Cebu and do cartoons and stuff, but the kids don't. I've never seen Santa at the mall. You know what? That is exactly right. That is exactly right. I was going to say, I need somebody about 9 years old over here and fix this thing. Yeah. Let's see. I guess I don't know my answer. My neighbor carries a pocket knife. I know I can't buy a gun out here. She can buy a gun. Let's see. I don't know about the pocket knife thing.
Pocket
And you're right. I never carried a pocket knife. They love to die with them.
Florida.
Oh, Angel City. Are you going to Angel City or do you live in Angel City? And you're in Florida now? I'm confused. Oh, okay. All right. So you're building a place in Angeles. Okay. I know. And the Philippines. Yeah. So you're in America and she's here. That's not fun. Private schools. Yeah, good for you, man. Take care of the kids. All right, we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, here you go. If you want to learn about taxes, everybody pay attention now. Check out vlogger Grandpa. He is an accountant and really knows his stuff. So there you go. Um, that's good information. Thank you. Yeah, that would. You know what? We do all that stuff now. We try to keep it off camera. Um, yeah, I don't want it to seem exploitive or anything like that. So we've kept a lot of that stuff private as far as donations and all that jazz. Hey guys, join the channel is not a beach type person. Baguio, you know they're doing a vlog about prices there. I don't. My friend Gary went to Baguio and he left after one day. There's no beaches there. You know that. There's mountains, there's pine trees, it's up and it's down. It's crowded. I've The only good thing I've heard about Baguio is the weather. And I was actually, when I first started researching the Philippines, I was sold on Baguio. That's where I'm going to go because of the weather. And then I actually chatted with a bunch of locals online and kind of got some vibes and settled on doing Getty. And then, like I said, my friend Gary went there. He lasted one day, so I hated it. So, um, hey, happy Halloween, Major Tom. Now, the typhoon's not hitting us. We get the tail end of stuff over here. All right, kids, we're going to cut it down. Let's see if there's anybody we missed. Maybe how the hell did you fix that? Yeah, okay. Still on this pocket knife thing. That's right. That's right. As it should be. Only Philippine citizens can carry guns or own guns. We're in this age, yes, 3 months less. How was it? Nah, I trained last year. I enjoyed it, but boy, talk about no English. Wow. I was telling May a story about ordering coffee. That was funny. All right, kids. Well, we want to say good morning to everybody and let you know everything is everything. Have a happy Halloween tomorrow. I hope your candidate wins. And I hope the COVID will end soon. And just thanks for tuning in. You got anything you want to say?
Yeah, thank you so much for watching for live Daddy Hall. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.
See you later.